Hey, what is going on, Queen City Reefers? Thank you for tuning in for another episode here with Queen City Reefs and more. I truly appreciate it. I cannot express my gratitude. I see the count increasing slowly but surely, but I'd rather it be true people that follow this channel and watch on a constant basis than just any subscriber at all. But if you are that other part that I just mentioned, thank you anyways. What are we doing today? So I am actually going to be trying to repair this Neptune Systems Apex Energy Bar 832. For those that follow this channel, you'll see that on one of my previous videos, I mentioned that the power went out. Well, we were out without power for 64 hours this past weekend because of Hurricane Helene. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, my bad. But you know, we were without power for 64 hours and I had to have a generator turning on the essentials of the house, including the tanks. And by the time the power came up, this powered up because you would see these lights that turn on, but none of them were actually working. Everything that was connected was not on. And when I tried turning it on and off through the Apex Fusion app, even though I would turn off, these lights were not turned off. So whatever was already on before the power went out, the lights stayed on, but the outlets themselves did not work. So somebody on Race Socks, so I want to give a shout out to Kevin from Nemo's Reef, who actually pointed me to a article on Reef to Reef on how to fix it, and they offered as well their assistance to fix it, so I appreciate it. But I figured that with the power supply inside, which is this right here, being $7.99, and I realized that a soldering iron kit costing less than $20, I think this one was like $18 or something like that, I just need to try myself because it's cheaper to really, I mean, sometimes you got to get your hands dirty when it comes to these, right? You got to know, you know, if we're already doing the plumbing, we're already doing the testing, we're already doing the par measuring, we're already doing the chemistry checking of the water and feeding these fish what they need to eat, we got to be able to try to fix our own things. And so I noticed the article. I didn't really see anywhere else where this was actually demonstrated on how to fix. I'm not guaranteeing that we're going to actually fix this. I'm really hoping that I do. I'm going to put out the video either way. So maybe as a don't or a do. Either way, I'm bringing y'all along to see if I can fix this and avoid having to buy another one. If I cannot fix this, I'm going to use a regular Wi-Fi outlet to control my devices, and being that the head unit still works, I use that just to keep monitoring my tank through the Trident and the one-link module. But I will not buy another one of these. If anything, I'm going to slowly but surely transition over to the Hydro. So I'm hoping I can fix it so I don't have to buy a new controller, but if I don't, I'll be switching over to the Hydros and seeing how that system works for me for the Mega Matrix. So I'm going to bring you down here to what I have so far. I'm completely new to this. I have never had to repair, I've never had to solder. I did soldering back in high school, which I think it's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. I'm going to speed some parts up that I might take too long, but I'll try to talk through as much as I can through it to make sure that whoever's trying this at home, you're following along, and hopefully this is the fix that you need. Let's see, here's the soldering kit. I opened it a little while ago. So it's pretty much like a little pen, right? All right, so here we go. The first thing you're supposed to do is turn this thing over. You'll see 3 different screws. Oops. And unscrew them. You notice here on this energy bar, on where the serial number is, please don't steal my serial number. Where the serial number is, you'll notice a little thing that says, it says do not open, no user serviceable parts inside. So I feel like there's some kind of a lie there, right? Because obviously you can buy the parts yourself on what needs to be repaired and repair them yourself. But no, you know, it's like a money grabbing pit for them to be able to say, hey, no, this cannot be fixed by a regular user, we have to fix it for you. And to me, that's sad. You know, it's already expensive as it is, and now you want to sit there and say that it's not repairable. You should allow us, you know, you should give us the option. Some people do not want to repair things themselves. You should give us the option to make that decision or send it to you. I mean, there's plenty of people that are able to that 3D print versus those that can't, and those that, you know, that will pay for 3D printing versus buying their own 3D printer. You know, it's the same concept. You know, let those people choose whether to buy a 3D printer and give them the files that they're asking for, because there's all these places that I notice on forums where somebody will print something and say, oh, look at the neat thing I was able to print, you know, and obviously they're trying to sell it, right, which is fine, but there's people that have a 3D printer and ask where they got that file, and there will be no response to those people. But the people asking, hey, you know, if you're making any extra, can you make me some? And, you know, there will be the PMs right there and the DMs and, you know, making deals or whatever the case is, which is actually fine too. But give the people the option. Anyways, just a quick rant while, you know, we're here trying to open this device up. All right, I'm trying to make sure that I don't just pull this apart and mess it up. There we go. There's this thing here that's connected, and of course we're gonna want to, on the forum, it did not mention that there was these things that one is attached to the top, the other one to the bottom, and you have to figure out a way to disconnect them in order to be able to get to it. You just can't open it, because if you do, you'll break this and then you have something else up. So that's another thing. And I'm like, you know, some directions make it seem easy. They'll say, oh yeah, you just have to, you know, take these 3 screws off and you can open it up. And it's like, well, there's still some in between. I wish I knew how to take this off now. Oh, hold on. Maybe I do. This one's pretty easily removable. You just squeeze this clip here and then you should be able to just pop this out. There it goes. Now is this part that I don't know how you take that apart. Oh, you know what? You can probably just go this. You know, I'm letting you know right now, I don't pull things apart often, so that right there felt like a little brain fart and then an aha moment. So here is the part that we're looking at exchanging. This one right there, and I'm assuming I'm gonna have to move this out of the way too to be able to get to it without any restrictions. So it looks like this will come apart. All right, so this is probably way too big for this, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Oh, that actually worked perfect. So this is the little part that I was talking about. The question is remembering how this went once I'm done here. So here is the sort of soldering part. Oh man, see? I gotta watch out for these things. Luckily it's not on. I haven't turned it on yet. So it looked like this is solder. This is somebody soldered it right here at the ends right here, and then right here, and then I should be able to pull it off, I'm thinking. But let me make sure. I'm gonna have to come right back because my assumption, and I'm gonna have to watch a video. This is where I love the videos. My assumption is I'm gonna just put this there and put this there to melt it and pull it off, and then there and there to melt it to pull it off. But I just have to make sure by watching a quick video. In the meantime, I've switched. This kit right here comes with options, and I'll leave the links in the description below so you can get the links for this. They're not affiliate links, not yet at least, but I will. My goal is to eventually make them affiliate links so that I can offer different ways to have y'all support the channel. So if you can see, this is the original one it came with, and then this is the one I changed it for because it seems to be a thinner option to be able to work in that little area right there. All right, another brain fart or dumb moment or whatever you want to call it. I just realized by watching one of these videos that it's actually referred to as soldering, not soldering. So my bad. Anyways, so we're going to be replacing this part right here, this component right here. And let me bring you closer. Oh, I can't actually pick it up. So let me see if I can bring you closer right here. We're going to be soldering, desoldering this part right here and replacing it with what looks to be exactly the same parts that only cost $7 or $8 on Amazon. $8. I don't know. Anyways, I love the fact that I'm able to, you know, have this kind of automation. So you know, I'll let everybody else that, you know, you have the telegrams, you have, you know, other people that are definitely mentioning and calling out these companies, and I definitely don't want to go down that path. I do enjoy those conversations, but you know, it's none of my business. We still have the option to not buy it or buy it, and being that there's not a lot of competition, then what choices do we have, right? All right. Anyways, so the trouble right here is that there's two connections and they cool up as fast as they melt. And I can't, there it goes. You kind of have to simultaneously try to pull this off. But now I have to get to that side that is to this area that is under this thing. So this is where I'm gonna have to be very careful. There we go. So I'm not going to tell you that this is the cleanest job, because this definitely is not. Let's use this is a wet sponge, by the way, that you use to clean the needle end of this. Now that we have this disconnected, we definitely now want to put the new one on. I'm hoping that this is what the issue is, because if it ends up being that it's not, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. Okay. All right, finally, I think I messed this up. So look, I don't know how or when, but I left it on while I was doing that, and maybe I shouldn't have, but now the needle is bent. So I'm turning it off so I can switch it for another needle, but there goes that. All right, so I changed the tip because the other one messed up, as you can see here. My fault. Now we have a new tip, and let's get to soldering this. So okay, that was very simple actually. The soldering part is very simple. Getting into this tight part is definitely not simple. I have to use my left hand. If I can get it through right here, and then have it touch it right here. There we go. Turn this off. It has an on and off switch. Clean it off. I guess now we can close it back up, and hopefully this is the issue that will be solved through this. Let's see. I don't think I'll need these anymore. There goes that. And then this will go right here. So I guess in a way this didn't really need to be disconnected, but we did and it worked. All right, now here it goes. Will this work or not? All right, as you can see, that is where my EB832 goes. And we are about to find out, if what I did worked. So I gotta bring the brain back. Here is the brain. At this point, I'm not really going to connect really anything else, because the only thing I care about is will these turn on and off when I ask it to. So I'm going to connect this now to the power. I did hear some clicking on it, but now you see it. Now you see it do that. All right, it stopped blinking because right now what it's doing, it's connecting to, there it goes. I just heard some power switches turn on. Let me bring you up close with the microphone so that we can listen to it together once I turn it off and on. Well, the voltage on it still says that there's 0. And it is not. Wasted money. As you can see, these lights turned on like I was showing you earlier, but I am not able to control them. So there's 3 that's on, so I'm going to turn 3 off, and it is not. On the phone itself, you'll see that it says, you see the exclamation mark there. When you click on it, there's 0 watts going through any of these. And then I'll turn off 4, that shows to be on 2. You'll notice switch over, off, but yet over there it still shows on. I didn't realize I wasn't speaking close to the thing. So if you notice, the lights there were turned on, and I heard clicking and all that stuff, but it does not seem to have fixed this issue because I cannot turn on and off this device. All right, if I find a fix, I'll definitely add on more to this video. If I don't, I'm gonna leave y'all here. This was a big fail on my part. Maybe I didn't assess the issue right, but from looking at the inside, I did not see anything that was wrong with the unit. Nothing looked burnt, nothing looked in any way, shape, or form did it look like it was not functioning. To be honest, I'm not a master at this, but normally, like for example, when a fuse is burnt out or when the light bulb is burnt out, you see that black mark on the inside of the bulb or the fuse, or a broken, the broken little connection. And that's what I was expecting to see when I opened it. I was expecting to see something, showing some kind of burnt, or just something, something that showed some kind of sign of wear, right? And so unfortunately that was not the case, not even with the power supply that I bought and connected, the new one, and that seems to not have fixed it. So big fail on this side, but I'm still going to put this video out in case you're wondering, because I do know that when it comes to the power supply that's inside that part that we just connected, it is a common issue with these EB38s, and I know someone will want to know how to replace it. So this will be a way of replacing it, and hopefully this helps someone. But for my issue, who knows what it is, the issue is. So I'm definitely going to be buying one of the one-link modules so that I can connect the pumps that I have, the Apex wave pumps, because without the module, since they connect to those 24-volt connectors, then I'm not going to be able to use them, and I need to be able to use them, as well as being able to use the Tridents. So I'll buy that and connect it to the brain and, you know, see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I really was hoping this would fix it and it would be one of those Cinderella stories where, you know, we achieved what we wanted and won the championship or whatever the case is. But this is real life, and real life tells you that sometimes things that you do don't work, and it's okay. It's definitely okay. I would really, really appreciate you considering subscribing to this channel, hitting that like button for at least the A for effort that I tried for attempting to fix this module here itself. And if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, please make sure to leave them in the comments below. All right, catch you on the next one.